Okay, given a 2D array printed in a spiral form, see the following example. So I'm basically going to write many check conditions in order to do this. So I'm going to do public void spiral. I'm going to take the 2D array as the input. Okay, so a couple of things I need is I'm going to need a Boolean matrix that has the same length of matrix's side. So I'm also going to store that value because I'm going to be using that a lot. X limit. I'm going to set that as matrix dot get length of 0 and int y limit as matrix dot get length 1. So after that, I'm going to instantiate a Boolean matrix that has new bool x limit and y limit. And I'm also going to need the current x coordinate that I'm iterating through, which initially is going to be 0, and also the y coordinate. So now I'm going to go into the while loop. Oh, and I'm also going to instantiate a field that indicates the direction, and the direction will grow as the iteration goes through. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to use this. While dir is less than matrix dot length, and couple edge cases here. So when I'm hitting these edges, so they're either going to be visited from our Boolean matrix, or it's going to be the edges. And the condition for that is that if bool x coordinate y coordinate is true, then I'm going to go ahead and change direction by adding 1. Okay, so that's the first condition that I do. And the second condition is that whether it's on the edge, but then that also depends on the direction I'm taking. So on my first iteration, this is obviously going to be false, right? So I'm going to do if dir mod by 4 is equal to 0, and then, so that means I'm going in the right direction. So if I'm going in the right direction, then I'm going to set x coordinate. Oh wait. I'm also before that I'm going to iterate and print out my matrix. Matrix x coord y coord. Okay, so now that I have printed out, I gotta figure out whether this direction is hitting the wall or not. So obviously it's not hitting the wall. So I'm going to put, but then there's also a second condition where I have to see whether the next one exists. So I'm gonna check if x coordinate is equal to x limit minus 1 then I'm also going to change the direction. Okay. So else, I'm going to increase the x-coordinate. So I've checked whether I have visited that thing or not, the current iteration. So even if if I visited, that would have been already checked out. So I'm okay. And the x-coordinate, so it's preferable probably to do this in the one place, but then this check is dependent on the direction you're going. So it doesn't quite work. All this can be in here, but then I thought that was redundant because then I'll have to add this code check this if statement into every one of the directions. So anyways, so that's the right iteration. And else if dir mod 4 is 1, now that will be going down. So dir plus plus else. So this time I'm going to increase the y coordinate. And the next one is going to be the left direction, which is else if dir mod 4 is 2. I wrote something down wrong. So that should be in the statement of if y chord is equal to y limit minus 1. Sorry. Okay. So if x chord is equal to 0, then it should change the direction. Else, this time, since it's going to the right, x coordinate is being decreased. And else if dir mod 4 is 3, then it means it's going up. So it's if y chord is 0, dir plus plus, else y coordinate minus minus. So if you do all this, then it will print all the codes. And so I use direction to iterate, and also I can mod it to get the direction where it's going. And I do the checks, whether it's on the wall, like on the wall meaning either it has been visited or it's outside the boundary.